Welcome everyone to my first video on my YouTube channel. Today in this video we are going to talk about two of the luckiest people in the world. Number 1. Vesna Vulović. Vesna Vulović was born on January 3, 1950, in Belgrade, Yugoslavia. From a young age, she had a deep desire to travel the world. This passion led her to become a flight attendant, and in 1971, she joined JAT Airways, Yugoslav Airlines. Despite her parents' concerns about safety, she was thrilled to work in aviation, eager to explore new places. She was known for her friendly personality and dedication to her job. However, on January 26, 1972, her life took a dramatic turn when she became part of one of the most shocking airline disasters in history and a miraculous survival story. On that day, Vesna was assigned to work on JAT Flight 367, flying from Stockholm, Sweden, to Belgrade, Yugoslavia, with stops in Copenhagen and Zagreb. Interestingly, she wasn't originally scheduled for this flight. It was a mistake, but she accepted the assignment. The flight departed from Copenhagen without any issues. However, about 46 minutes into the journey, while flying over Czechoslovakia, the Czech Republic disaster struck. A powerful explosion suddenly tore the aircraft apart at an altitude of 33,330 feet. Investigators later found that a bomb had been planted in the baggage compartment, likely placed there by a Croatian separatist group called Usti. The explosion destroyed the plane midair, sending all 28 passengers and crew plummeting toward the ground. Unlike the others, Vesna was trapped inside a small section of the plane's fuselage. As the wreckage fell, trees and a snow-covered hillside helped cushion the impact. Experts believe her survival was due to a combination of factors. Her seat was wedged between a food cart and part of the plane wall, preventing her from being thrown out, and the thick snow softened the crash landing. Rescuers arrived at the crash site expecting no survivors, but to their astonishment, Vesna was alive. She was critically injured, suffering a fractured skull, broken legs, 3 broken vertebrae, and a fractured pelvis. She fell into a coma for several days but miraculously pulled through. Her survival set a Guinness World Record for the highest fall without a parachute. Vesna spent months recovering in the hospital and underwent several surgeries. Although she was left with a limp for the rest of her life, her spirit remained unshaken. She wanted to return to her job as a flight attendant, but the airline assigned her a desk job instead. Over time, Vesna became a national hero in Yugoslavia and a symbol of incredible human resilience. Despite her worldwide fame, she preferred to live a quiet life. She passed away in 2016 at the age of 66, but her incredible story continues to inspire people worldwide. Number 2. Aron Ralston. Aron Ralston was a 27-year-old outdoor enthusiast, mountaineer, and mechanical engineer. He had a passion for exploring the wilderness, often embarking on solo hiking and climbing trips. By the time of the accident, he had already quit his job to focus on his dream of climbing all Colorado's 14,000-foot peaks alone. On April 26, 2003, Ralston set out for a solo adventure in Utah's Canyonlands National Park, a remote and rugged area filled with narrow canyons. His destination was Blue John Canyon, a slot canyon known for its beautiful but dangerous terrain. Ralston was well prepared for a typical hike but made one crucial mistake: he didn't tell anyone where he was going. This would prove to be a life-threatening decision. As he explored the narrow canyon, a massive 800-pound boulder suddenly shifted while he was climbing down a rock formation. The boulder pinned his right arm against the canyon wall, trapping him in place. At first, Ralston remained calm and tried everything to free himself. He attempted to move the boulder by pushing and chipping at it with his cheap, dull multi-tool knife, but it was completely immovable. As the hours turned into days, his food and water supplies started to run out, and his chances of survival grew slim. For 5 excruciating days, 127 hours, Ralston remained trapped in the canyon, enduring freezing temperatures at night and scorching heat during the day. He had only one burrito, a bit of water, and some candy bars. When his water ran out, he drank his own urine to stay hydrated. He screamed for help, but being in a remote canyon, no one could hear him. He tried using his climbing gear to lift the boulder, but it wouldn't budge. As time passed, he accepted that he might die there. He recorded farewell messages to his family using his camera and carved his name, birthdate, and the expected date of his death into the rock.
My name's Aron Ralston. My parents are down on Larry Ralston of Englewood, Colorado. Whoever finds this, please make an attempt to get it to them. Be sure of it. I would appreciate it.
By the sixth day, Ralston realized he had only one way to survive. He had to cut off his own arm. He had already attempted it before, but the knife was too dull to cut through bone. That's when he had a realization: he could break his bones first. Using force against the rock, he snapped both the radius and ulnar bones in his right arm. Then, using his cheap, dull multi-tool, he slowly sawed through his muscle, tendons, and nerves, the most agonizing part. The most painful moment came when he had to cut through the main nerve, sending a shockwave of pain through his body. Finally, after about 1 hour, he completely freed himself, but he was still deep in the canyon, far from rescue. Now one-armed and bleeding, Ralston knew he had only a short time before he bled to death. He wrapped his arm in a makeshift tourniquet and climbed out of the canyon. Rappel down a 65-foot drop one-handed. Hike over 6 miles in the desert heat, with severe blood loss and dehydration. After hours of walking, he encountered a family of hikers who immediately gave him water and called for help. A rescue helicopter soon arrived, and he was airlifted to safety. Doctors were amazed that he had survived. His quick thinking and determination saved his life. He lost his right arm but gained a new perspective on life. Ralston later wrote a book about his experience, Between a Rock and a Hard Place, which became the basis for the 2010 film 127 Hours starring James Franco. Today, Ralston is a motivational speaker, inspiring people worldwide with his story of resilience, survival, and the power of the human will. Despite losing his arm, he continues to climb mountains and live life to the fullest. His story remains one of the most incredible survival tales ever recorded, proving that the human spirit is capable of overcoming even the most impossible challenges. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe.